starting your posters for your animal adaptation projects. I know, finally. But it's the first day working on your poster. You'll finish it tomorrow, which means that you need to take it a little bit slow today. Just like we do rough drafts in our writing, we make rough drafts when we do big important art projects like this one. So today is a pencil-only day. This is the only tool that I will be using on my poster, and it's the only tool you'll be using on your poster. Now get creative with what kind of paper you want to use today. I am going to be using a beautiful yellow sheet of paper because I'm studying a giraffe, and giraffes are traditionally yellow. Whatever color you would like to use for your poster, make sure it's something that'd be interesting for your audience member to look at, or you could just use a plain piece of white paper and make it pop with colors whenever you work on your final draft of the poster tomorrow. But get these supplies, your poster paper and a pencil, and let's get going. Now, this is my poster right here. This is where I'm going to draw the animal that I studied. Now, I studied a giraffe. When you work on your poster, you're going to draw whatever animal it was that you studied. But since I drew a giraffe, I made my paper long ways because giraffes are nice and tall. If you find yourself studying something like an anglerfish, maybe you want to put your poster sideways so you have more room to write this way. But because a giraffe is tall, I'm going to go up and down. The first thing that I want to do is I want to title my diagram. At the very top of my piece of paper, I'm going to write a title in big bold letters so that anybody seeing my poster can know what adaptations. I decided to get a little bit fancy and use some cursive and print writing, so you can get creative as you would like with your own title. Now I need space to draw my animal. What I need to keep in mind is that I need to make room for all of the labels where I'm going to be talking about the parts of the giraffe that adapted to its environment. For example, I want to talk about the giraffe's eyes, horns, tongue, long neck, the fact that it has strong muscular legs. And so I have to keep in mind, okay, if my giraffe is going to be this tall, where will I put the labels for the different parts of the head? So when you draw your animal, think of shrinking it down so that you have lots of room around you to draw with. And now I'm going to work on my giraffe. Notice I'm doing everything in pencil first. It's not a perfect outline, but right now I just have a sketched idea of what I want my giraffe to look like. Today is just a pencil-only day, so this is about as far as my drawing's going to be getting. So now that I've sketched out where I want my animal to go, it's time for me to mark where I want my labels to go. Remember I mentioned that I want to label the tongue, I want to label the horns on the head, I want to label the long neck, I also want to label the legs as well, and I want to be able to label the eyes. So what I'm doing is I'm drawing lines to show where the different labels might go so I have enough space to build them. So now I've taken the time to write out what I think one of my labels will look like. I'm going to start a label with the heading. The heading is going to tell me what part of the body, what adaptation am I pointing to? And I'm pointing to the large tongue. Then I go into detail about what that adaptation does for the giraffe. The giraffe's long tongue pulls the leaves off of trees. Once I know about how big my label's going to be, because I wrote the whole sentence out, I can add a little bit of style to it and box it off like this. And now I can do the rest for my other labels as well. And now my poster has all of the labels that it will need when it's completed. So my pencil-only day is finished. I've done my title, I've done my outlined image of the animal, and I've also written down all of my labels. When I come back tomorrow, it's going to be the fun part. I'm going to bring out my colors and outline this work so it's nice and bold for anybody to see.